Oh, what's good, people? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 121. And the thing with this chapter that I really enjoyed was the fact that we see Mr. 3 and we see just what exactly he can do with his wax powers. Like, I like the diversity that was in it, because at one point he actually makes a head figure of Brogy. So I thought that that was pretty cool. And then another thing that we saw was he's actually able to make this big ass wax candle cake. And I liked how Oda decided to put Vivi and Nami and Zoro on top of it, and they're all stuck, right? And you can tell that this is some very strong wax. You knew it because Brogy was incapacitated, but Zoro's pretty fucking strong himself. Like, I saw that with the Arlong Park arc, and the thing that, a lot of you guys have told me is that Zoro does a lot of weight training, and I believe one of you said he does a lot of squatting in the anime. And so what I thought was very interesting with this was the fact that Zoro couldn't free himself, but at the same time, the fact that he's cracking jokes while he's on there, it lets me know that he's not really too worried about it. Because if you look, this isn't the face of somebody that's worried. Right here, he says, "Now I know how it feels to be on a birthday cake." And then if you look at his facial expression, he's just I don't know if he's trying to figure out what's going on or to figure out the end game. But the thing is he's not freaking out, not even when Nami starts, getting worked up. So I thought that that was very telling about Zoro's character, because even in Arlong Park, when he walked into there the first time on his own and he just started fucking shit up, like, the thing is he was injured and he wasn't freaking out and he was chill, and he was actually sitting on Arlong's chair at one point. And right here, Zoro's not too worried. So it kind of goes back to what I was wondering before. Like, if we had to rank, Luffy's crew using I believe it's the Baroque Works system, Zoro's got to be like number 2 or something like that, because this is Mr. 3 and he's not really worried about him. So this could be interesting. I could actually see myself getting worked into this fight. Like, what I mean by worked into it is like drawn into it by the author. I could see myself getting worked into this fight if it ends up being Zoro and Mr. 3, or maybe even Sanji. I mean, I would like to see Sanji and Zoro kind of come in and step into this stuff, particularly now that we have this situation where when Luffy is being kind of taunted by Mr. 5, who did a fucking number on him and Usopp, by the way. And I like how everything was drawn, where we see the scuff marks and stuff, but we also know that Luffy is, trapped, so you can't really fight back. But I would like to see Sanji kind of get in there, because Luffy told Mr. 5, "You capture Zoro, you're in for it." Now, I like that. And speaking of Luffy, man, like, Luffy, and I'm gonna make a Naruto comparison. I'm gonna do this in a good way though. Luffy really reminded me of Naruto in this aspect, because this reminded me of the fact that when Naruto was fighting Kabuto to save Tsunade, right? And Kabuto was just beating his ass, and I don't think Luffy's outclassed at this point, but Naruto just did all he could, I believe, to get the headband back. And in this one, we see Luffy's got his tongue out, he's saying "drop dead," and then he spits on his shoes. I thought that that was some ballsy ass shit. Like, that was nice. That was really nice right there. And it's totally in character for Luffy to never give up and to keep pushing forward. I really love that. But another thing about just his actions, to me, it shows that Luffy, they're starting to get under his skin. And while they're starting to get under his skin, he's also not losing that chill of his, that calm demeanor, because at the end of the chapter, he's telling Usopp, like, they're not getting away with this. And then Karoo comes up and he's like, "Are you mad too, Bird?" And at first I thought he was saying, "Are you crazy?" And I was like, oh shit, Luffy's trying to get the Bird into it. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, that's what I mean. Like, when you willingly follow somebody, that means they have all the qualities of a leader. So I really like this. This is a really good chapter, man. Very fun read. And I'm gonna drop it off here. My chapter question. Oh, now I got one more point I want to bring into, because it's about Brogy telling Mr. 3, like, look, my man, you don't understand a thing about honor. And I thought that that was key because it continues this comparison that we have between these characters who have honor and then these villains who don't. And Oda's flipped the cliche on its head. Like, I'm actually interested every time I read these chapters to see how he's going to further draw the comparisons between the two. And the thing is normally you want your characters to live in the gray area. And I guess you could say there is a little gray. I disagree. I think that Mr. 3 and Mr. 5, I think they're pretty flat at this point. You know, they have their motivations like, oh, the bounty on your head's still good and I'm gonna get it. And I mean, that's cool. But at the same time, I'm reading it and I want to see a little more from these two. I want to see something else driving them. But overall, man, if this is what, you know, Oda's got to go forward with it. What's this, 120 chapters in? This is really the first time I've really had critique. So at this point, I'm just saying I'm going to ride with it and see where this goes. I trust the process, man. That's something Philadelphia 76ers fans say a lot. As long as Oda doesn't go through, I think the Sixers are 10 and 60 right now. As long as Oda doesn't give me 60 bad chapters in a row, I have no fucking problem. But overall, man, like I said, pretty good chapter. My chapter question is going to be, what were your thoughts on Mr. 3 not understanding why Brogy was upset? And what were your thoughts on the fact that even though Luffy was pinned down, Luffy continued to kind of resist and still rally his crew members? And I'm talking about really just Usopp, because Karoo really on there. And this is another little side note too. I'm really wondering, is Vivi gonna join the crew? Because normally, before people join the crew, we get like their backstory or they're in some type of plight and Luffy helps them. And I'm 50-50. I'm feeling like Oda's not going to make her part of the crew, but I'm still kind of wondering, is this going? Because she's getting a lot of character interaction and development. But like I said, overall, good chapter. If you liked anything I had to say, as always, comment, rate, subscribe, share. I'll greatly appreciate it. That's it. Thanks for watching Kryptonian Saiyan. Have an awesome day.